I was making preparation for tonight's class, that is with the members of the Masked Better Inner Circle, and I remembered that recently I was asked a question, Masked Better, how is it that you are able to win in football betting and become a millionaire by the age of 23? Not just a millionaire from a third world country, a millionaire from Africa, a millionaire from Kenya. So I've decided that, before sharing with my exclusive members in the Masked Better Inner Circle, at least let me give you a bit of what I'm talking about so that you understand that football betting can be turned into something wonderful, into something profitable. And to those of you who are doing football betting as your main source of income or as your side hustle, this is a video that is going to show you you're not supposed to give up on it. You're supposed to continue giving it a try, because I'm going to walk you through the steps that are involved in sports betting. We have step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6. And the last step is where you get the game to betting. So this is what you're going to refer to as the Masked Better football prediction process. Or let me just say it easily. It is my prediction process, my football prediction process. By the end of this video, it is my aim that you should be in a position to bet on your own, to predict a football game on your own, and to be able to make profit on your own. Let me warn you. There's one reason why you've not been making money on football betting. It is because you're following tipsters on Twitter, on TikTok, on Telegram, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, without understanding what you're doing. When I started betting, there's this guy known as Kai and Berry Pro on YouTube, Captain Jack Ma Andrews on YouTube. These are the features and the figures that made me understand, if you're really going to have some breaking even in sports betting, you must have your own strategies. There's also Pinnacle blogs talking about football betting. Those are the things I used to refer to. And every single message they were telling me consistently was the following. Please have your own betting models. Please have your own betting patterns. Please know what you're doing. And you're not going to be in a position to know what you're doing if you don't know how to predict a football game. That is why this video might seem basic to you. It's going to seem basic because you think, Masked Better is just here to waffle and baffle so that YouTube can send him some AdSense money. That is not the case, right? That is not the case. I'm here to give you something I wish existed when I started sports betting. You probably have your own visions and dreams in sports betting. I don't know them, but I had mine, and I'm glad that I'm achieving them. So without wasting your time, I'm going to ask you a simple question. Tonight, this evening, I am the professor. So given that I am your professor tonight, this evening, I'm going to ask you, are you ready for this? Are you ready? Are you ready to have a look at these? Are you ready to go through my football prediction process? If you are ready, in the comment section, just say Masked Better. I am ready. Masked Better, bring it in. Now, we're going to be using an app known as SofaScore. The reason why I'm going to be using the app is because it is an app that I've been using since 2019. That is the first time I installed the app, the first time I knew about the app, and since then, I have been loyal to them, as some of you are loyal to your wives and girlfriends. All right? So I joined the app 6th, 11th, 2019. And since then, it has allowed me to master my football betting game. I wanted to make this video as simple as possible, and what I'm going to share with you is exclusive. You're not just going to be watching another betting strategy video. This is not a normal betting strategy video. This is a video that I share with you with love and understanding that you deserve a chance to win. I've analyzed today's matches. These are the games I've analyzed today. There are 10 odds, yeah? And after analyzing the games, I realized, I'm not going to share the games on YouTube. The best I can do is just to share my people some strategy to help them know what they're doing. So we are using one of the games that I've analyzed today. The match name is known as Company versus Calithea, playing under Grace Qualification Cup. Company versus Calithea is the match we will be using. When you download the SofaScore app using the link in the pinned video description, the link is in the pinned comment section or pinned description. Pinned video description. Pinned video description. You're going to get it there. So go ahead and get the app, right? We're going to go through step one. And step one, we're talking about step one. In step one of football betting, when you open your SofaScore app and you're presented such a game, company versus Calithea, instead of just going through the odds and, okay, deciding this is supposed to be winning, this is supposed to be losing, what you're going to do is very simple. In step one, you're going to be asking yourself the question, what are the last 5 results of the home team? What are the last 5 results of the home team? Now that is where you go through that. We have the results over here. Macedonis versus Campinacos. Campinacos is the home team. Home team. Home team. Home team. Home team. In their last 5 results, we have something known as input. What you're going to read from the last 5 results is what is going to determine how your prediction is going to be accurate, or whether your prediction is going to be winning, or whether your prediction is going to be a losing prediction. So when I go through this data, what I can tell myself is they have 0 wins in the last 5 matches. You are all able to see that. They have 3 losses and 2 draws in the last 5 matches. They have scored in 4 of the last 5 matches. They have over 2.5 in 4 of the last 5 matches. The only time they never scored over 2.5 was their game against Madenikos versus Campinacos. Now that is step 1, done. All right? You need to note down the inputs. The inputs of step 1 must be noted down. Because without you noting them down, you're going to be gazing. Or you're going to forget by the time you get to step 6. So in step number 2, what are the last 5 results of their away team? What are the last 5 results of their away team? These are the 5 results. Win, 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 draw. You're going to note them again as inputs. 5 match unbeaten streak. 4 wins, 1 lose. Scored in 5 over 5. Over 2.5 matches in 3 over 5. Now this is how you get to predict football. You don't just predict football by opening your app, opening your phone, and looking at the odds and looking at the player statistics. No. What I'm going to tell you is that a majority of the time when you're betting on football, you will be relying on probability, and you will be using patterns, and you will be using your own intuition, what you feel, what you think. And you're not able to properly use the 3 things I've mentioned without knowing how to predict football. That is why, once again, I'm going to tell you, this is the most comprehensive football betting strategy video, how to predict football video that you'll ever watch on YouTube or your entire life. I'm so freaking fucking good, and that is why I'm doing this for you. In step number 3, you're going to look at the following. What are the head-to-head results like? All right? This is a cup game, so we have no head-to-head. You will indicate it, 0 head-to-head matches. This is going to be their first match playing. In step number 4, what you're going to look for is what streaks are present. You see, when you are using SofaScore app, there's a section known as head-to-head streaks, team streaks, and this is something that is going to make it easier for you to have information that those using other apps like LiveScore apps, like I don't want to mention names, but you know the LiveScore apps I'm referring to. You just tell me right now, is there a LiveScore app that you've ever seen having things like these? These are the streaks I'm talking about. Streaks, all right? Wins, losses, no wins, no clean sheets, over 2-5, both teams to score, first to concede, first half loser. Tell me a LiveScore app that you've ever seen having such information. It is only SofaScore, all right? And that only means means one thing, that they have put an emphasis. They have given us clear data, clear understanding on what we're trying to achieve as sports beta. So from these tricks, once again, you're going to be deriving your inputs, and the inputs are what you're going to be using to come up with your final prediction. We have Calithea. Calithea is their away team. They scored first in 4 of their last 5 matches. We have Company. Company is the home team. And when I'm talking about home team, this is the game I'm talking about. Calithea versus Company. You can see Company is playing at home. Calithea is playing away. So let us go back. Now, we are understanding these streaks, and we are using these streaks to come up with inputs, right? How many wins do both teams have in their last matches? This is home team. They have no wins in their last 8 matches. And what about their away team? They have 4 wins in their last 4 matches. You note those ones down as your input, and after that, you proceed to step number 5. In step number 5, you're going to ask yourself, what kind of match is this? What kind of football match is this we're talking about? Is it playing under, let me say, is it a UEFA Champions League match, England Premier League match? Is it a cup game? And this is one I realize it is a Greek football cup. And to talk about that, well, this is where it's shown. Greek football cup. Football, Greek cup qualification. So once again, you go back to step number 5, I mean. It's a Greek football cup. And just by going through that, we also have a look at, okay, is the home team. Now it is a cup game. If it is a cup game, it means that one team might be from a lower division, the other team might be from a higher division. We've realized that the home team Campaniacos are from a lower division. Lethia are from a major league. So the input, it's a single leg knockout game. We've also noted that there's no leg 1, there's no leg 2. So qualification is what matters. Who is going to win the game is the one who is going to qualify to the next stage. Now that is what you're going to note down as your input in that section. And then you go to step number 6. This is a feature no one has ever talked about on YouTube. And that is why I told you this is an exclusive video. I've talked about SofaScore so many times, I think 200 times on YouTube, but I've never ever mentioned this. All right? What is the win probability? Now with this win probability, under SofaScore there's something known as odds, and this is what I'm talking about, right? What is the win probability? Odds. When the odds are 6.50, this is the odds for the home team, Campaniacos. The expected chance of winning is 15%, but Campaniacos actually wins 50% with these odds. You see these? The odds are 50% for the home team. The odds are 6.50 for the home team. But what happens is that the expected chance today in this game is 15%, but they still disapprove people and get to win 50% of the times with these odds. Is that not ridiculous? Do you find that to be interesting? And then look at the away team. When the odds are 1.60, today the away team has an odd of 1.60, all right? The expected chance of the away team winning with these odds today in this game is 63%. But what is going to happen is that Athens, the away team, actually win 33% of the times with these odds. So the inputs you're going to be deriving from what is the win probability is that home win with these odds 50% of the time, away is going to win, away wins with these odds 33% of the time. So if you're thinking of the home market being the straightforward option or the away market being the straightforward option, then you already see that, okay, it's starting to get risky. The away team can lose because the odds and the probability patterns, I told you betting is all about patterns, all right? If they have done it before, then they can also do it before. 50%, this is what I'm talking about. Home team, with these odds, they win 50% of the times. This is it. Let me use a different shade. They win 50% of the times with these odds, home team. All right? And then the away team, they win 33% of the times with these odds. All right? So that only tells you one thing. It only tells you one thing. That you should be very careful with this game. So remember, we had inputs under each step. Under step 1, we had our inputs. And these are the inputs for step 1. Step 2, we had inputs. And these are the inputs of step 2. Step 3, we had no inputs. Step 4, we had inputs. Step 5, we had inputs. Step 6, we had inputs. Now these inputs are what we're going to bring into the final section, all right? Using these inputs, that is where you're going to start. Okay, let me explain it. With the inputs, that is how you're going to come up with the potential betting markets for that very game. Away win is possible in this game. First half goal is possible in this game. Over 1.5 goals is possible in this game. Away to qualify is possible in this game. The potential scores 0-1, 0-2, 1-2 in favor of away is also possible in this game. All this information I'm talking about have been received from the SofaScore, a live score app. All right? Company Lethia. In step 1, we had a look at the home team and we viewed how they performed, how many times they scored, how many times they conceded. In step 2, we had a look at the away team, how many winnings they had, how many goals they had, how many matches were they not able to score. In step 3, there was no head-to-head matches, so we skipped that. In step 4, we had the streak section. These are things you cannot get to know if you're not using an app like SofaScore. Fast to score, you can't get to know that. Fast to concede, you can't get to know that. All right? First half loser, you can't get to know that. All right? So if there's a first half loser, it means that in 5 matches that company, the home team played, in 4 of them, they conceded a goal in first half. That is why in the final input, we had this one coming on board. A first half goal is possible. Because that is derived by looking at these tricks. So you're not just to view these tricks and view them without thinking deeply. You have to think about them deeply if you're going to get some winning prediction. In step 4, in step 5, we had which kind of competition is this? And which match is this? Which teams? We analyze the both teams, all right? How important is this game important for each of the teams, all right? And we realize it is an important game for both teams. Whoever is going to be winning is getting a direct qualification. And then in step 5, we had a look, in the last step, that is step 6, we had a look at the win probability. What are the odds? We had 6.50, and they win 50% of the times. We have 1.60, and they win 33% of the times. So that is what now takes us to this particular point where we have the final inputs, and then we now, using the final inputs, we now make the call, all right? I have gone through all the matches. And after going through all the matches, I can confidently state that in this game, I feel confident. In this match, I feel that the away team is going to perform. In this match, I feel that a goal in first half is possible. I told you at the beginning of this that sports betting is going to involve you making the final decision. And when we're talking about you making the final decision, what you're going to do is now, based on all these I've shared you, all right? Final inputs. Based on these final inputs I've shared you, this is where your final prediction is going to come from. So as mass beta, given that I have my own ways of coming to the final prediction, what I would have opted for, if I wanted a safer market, will be something like over 1.5 goals, all right? Because with this data, this has changed how I think about this game. It has made me believe that home team is in a position to score in this game. Home team is in a position to get at least a win in this game. So if we are really looking for a safer prediction, then I would have gone for something. Let me write it down. A prediction will have been over 1.5 goals, right? That is the first prediction. The second prediction I would have opted for, of which I've opted for, is away team to qualify. Away team to qualify. But if I wanted big odds, and odds that are going to help me get the wins better, I would have just gone for away win. Away win. Now that is how you get to make a football prediction. Now, these matches, these are the predictions, the final predictions you're getting out of this game. These are them. These are the final predictions you're getting out of this match. Over 1.5 goals, away team to qualify, away to win. These are the final predictions. Now, for the sake of everyone, what I'm going to tell you is, this is just the first step of coming up with these predictions. My analysis for this game, now that you know what you're betting on, what I'm going to bet on this game is a simple away win in the match. And if you're trying to get a game that you can use for an accumulator, away to qualify is the best game. And again, the same time, over 1.5 is also a safer option. That is how you predict football matches. At the end of the day, you need to know that football is all about probabilities. Just because it's working for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Now that brings us to the disclaimer part, all right? It worked for me. This is not a guarantee that it's going to work for you too, all right? All I can tell you and assure you is that if you get to learn this and if you get to master how to predict football, you will be in a position to start knowing what you're doing. And with time, if you continuously get to do it, yeah, you will be in a position to develop your own prediction styles, your own prediction patterns, and you'll find your edge, you'll find your angle, and you'll be able to get the results. So remember the disclaimer. This is not a financial advice video, all right? It's just a strategy video where I'm walking you through the processes of understanding football betting and how I do my football betting steps. Today, I've simplified the process. I don't go through all the matches one by one as you see. It's very easy for me to quickly grasp the information, and that is how I'm getting to win in football betting. You want to learn more about sports betting? Join the Master Better Inner Circle, and above all, ensure that you're getting your secret tales from the Master Better. All right? Secret Tales from the Master Better, a wonderful book. I recommend any of you who is interested in getting this book to go ahead and get it. It's going for $100, all right? That is the price. And once you get the book, you also get access to Master Better Inner Circle, lifetime access. It's that is where I share my exclusive strategies. That is where I share my exclusive details, right? And every Wednesday, I told you I was preparing for one today. Every Wednesday, we get to have a call talking about football betting, football questions, and I share without holding back. This is just the beginning. Football betting is beautiful. I made it through football betting. You too can. But you can only do it if you take it seriously. Stop taking it as a side hustle. Start taking it as something that you do. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe as your main source of income, right? Until next time, I love you. Professor signing out officially.